All right, everybody, repeat after me. 1, 2, 3. Sony's pillars are already dated and behind the competition. Welcome to the Video Game Fight School channel. I feel the need to just constantly repeat this. And yes, for the audience here, you guys have said that many times it's futile to argue with some PlayStation hyper fans. I get it. However, there's an educational piece that has to come with this. We have to keep having these conversations. The PS5 Pro specs have released. Eggs are now flying in faces. It's not because anybody wants to go ahead and rag on anyone, not in my case anyways. It's low-hanging fruit. The education that we're going to gain from it is near. I'm waiting for the full effect. I want to see the frames counted, and then I'll be happy to comment on that. As for today's video, we're going to be looking at PlayStation's pillars. The ones that they said are outdated, or let me not put words in their script, dated and behind the competition. I made a video where I said one of PlayStation's most significant pillar, if not its most significant pillar, which is money adding third-party games, is pretty much one that is being obliterated and eroded. We've seen Square Enix go the way of nope. We've seen Pearl Abyss go the way of nope. We also saw Koei Tecmo go the way of kind of nope. And then we saw IllFonic go the way of nope. Some of you may not know IllFonic. They made the Predator Hunting Grounds game. To that video, an audience member of mine said something that I thought was very peculiar. They said PlayStation's most significant pillar is its massive install base. They used the word massive. And I thought, I wonder where anybody would have gotten massive from. Now, the install base is big, don't get me wrong. But when we talk about a massive install base that we exclude mobile from, I think it'll be PC. You see, if PlayStation's install base was massive, it would have no need to actually come to PC. In fact, let me be more accurate, more specific, and take the most technical side of the conversation. If the so-called massive PlayStation install base was that, was of any consequence, they wouldn't need to go to PC. Because on average, they have close to Nintendo in a sense. However, their players on those massive player bases are constantly playing Xbox games, EA's games, Epic's games, and other live services out there. So at the end of the day, what this comment is seeking to do is exactly the same thing that I've seen in many instances. They said, which speaks to $30 billion in revenue for fiscal year 2024. They've been doing fine for the past 30 years and will likely continue to do so, even if Atelier and Stellar Blade series are published on other platforms. So in order for them to be able to try to justify or maybe put a defense for PlayStation, who we now know, and I'm glad that this person put this, you've capitulated to my argument, thank you, that the third-party exclusivity is going away and will be, in some cases, blown out because these third-party developers, even though they are in their own, regard, somewhat greedy, they're going to increase the fee because they now know what they can gain if they go multi-plat. So now you're going with the install base paradigm. We're not arguing about the install base. We're just arguing about the behavior of the install base, of which the behavior of the install base has been exposed in this exact same document, which is they're constantly playing these Activision games and these EA games and these Epic games and these other live service games, and they're not doing anything other than giving PlayStation 30% on its single player titles or even live service titles. In fact, the live service one was the shocker. Helldivers only did, about 5 million or under on the PlayStation platform. That is scary. Do you know how scary that is? That's got to be something that made him freak out. Whoa. If it wasn't for PC, the base, that PC base, yes, that's the massive install base. And so we have to set expectations right. We have to. If we don't do it, a lot of PlayStation fans are still living in the PS2 era, like one of my audience members said. They said some people still behave like the PlayStation 2 era is where we're still in right now. And this person that made that comment actually They said, and I play on the PS2. I still support old school PlayStation games. Shout out to you, Bush G. You're the one who said it. Let me go ahead and highlight your comment here because I think some PlayStation fans are in you have come in to remind me that some of us in the PlayStation, community can actually think rationally about this. You wrote this. You said some of us refuse to accept that the world has changed in PlayStation 2. I say this as someone who still owns a PS2, Xbox, and Nintendo always push forward in unique ways while PlayStation consumers refuse to support their own games due to diversity. He just laughed and just walked away. I was like, oh, I came out of left field everywhere. But at least somebody is still pointing out that the behavior of this install base, and it's right underneath your comment, dear sir, in when you wrote it, thankfully, I'm not the only one that's seeing it, and I don't even have a PS2. That's crazy. So let's go ahead and take this whole thing and let's examine it very carefully. The reason PlayStation wrote in this document that their pillars are dated is simply because their competition caught up with them. And not only did they catch up, they leapfrogged over them. So pretty much where PlayStation has bound itself, and this is it right here, Microsoft's Activision positions it to leapfrog our current pillars. Whoop, ribbit, bam. Okay? When you think about it, that particular leapfrog analogy that they use meant that the possibility to supply multi-game subscription, do you know what they mean? They're talking about everything. Both the stuff in the PlayStation, in the PC ecosystem, the stuff in the Activision ecosystem, the stuff with their Game Pass ecosystem. I mean, there's people are throwing money everywhere to Microsoft and Xbox. Then 50% in console, which they have half of what we have, and then 60% on PC, which is way more than we have. Seeing that, ladies and gentlemen, we are getting decimated on PC by Xbox, slapping us left and right because they're going there day one. They're not even holding back. Have y'all seen the article that Push Square wrote just recently about nobody showing up to play Horizon Zero Dawn Remaster? Aha. But somehow I'm supposed to believe that this so-called install-based pillar of, Sony is of any threat anymore. It's not. They know it's not. That's why they came to PC, and that's why they have already come to PC and are establishing a new front of which gamers are not too fond of the fact that it's PlayStation and that PlayStation, that PSN requirement. That thing is you guys are about to see some real interesting behavior. PlayStation doesn't understand. And I'm sure a lot of console folk, you're about to see work. And this is why I admire the PC ecosystem. In fact, when I moved back to PC, when I first started playing on PC games, you bought them on a disc or, you got a download when you bought it. But when I moved in and I saw Steam and I saw the way, a lot of gamers on Steam were like, nah, we're not doing that. They're going to basically, meet us where we need to be. I thought there's no way these guys have this much. No, the way. Watch that PSN requirement evaporate. Just watch it evaporate very fast. If it doesn't, the sales are going to suck. That's all it is. One person is going to budge, and PlayStation is new here. So I suspect that they'll probably be the first, or they'll just back away and go back to where they came from. It's just that simple. It's not that serious for a lot of these PC guys. They got a lot to play anyways. Thanks for watching the video. Appreciate you guys so much. Talk to me in the comment section. Hopefully we'll talk pretty soon in another one. Peace out.